caballero. Me impresiona mucho.
Pues ¿sabes qué? Yo creo que no es tanto el físico, es más bien la personalidad que tiene y todo lo que proyecta.
Ya me lo imagino con su smoking blanco, un martini en una mano y un costoso habano en la otra.
Provocativo. Atractivo.
A new stereophonic sound spectacular.
Hello there, and welcome to the exciting world of HIP. This is a new departure in language instruction for English-speaking people who want to talk to and be understood by jazz musicians, hipsters, beatniks, juvenile delinquents, and the criminal fringe.
Bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Nous allons, grâce à ce disque créé spécialement pour vous, essayer de tirer ensemble le maximum de qualité sonore de votre chaîne haute fidélité.
Sit back, relax, and close your eyes.
Mate, what do I need to win?
2 triple 20s and a bullseye.
Good luck. You know, Rupert, guys have underestimated me my entire life. And for years, I never understood why. It used to really bother me. But then one day, I was driving my little boy to school, and I saw this quote by Walt Whitman. It was painted on the wall there. It said, "Be curious, not judgmental." I like that. So I get back in my car, and I'm driving to work, and all of a sudden, it hits me. All them fellas that used to belittle me, not a single one of them were curious. You know, they thought they had everything all figured out, and so they judged everything, and they judged everyone. And I realized that they're underestimating me. Who I was had nothing to do with it. Because if they were curious, they would ask questions, you know? Questions like, have you played a lot of darts, Ted? Which I would have answered, yes, sir. Every Sunday afternoon at a sports bar with my father from age 10 until I was 16 when he passed away. Barbecue sauce.
There you got it, guys. How are you doing this Friday, the 20th? Am I live? Yes, I'm live everywhere, including Linked Out. Oh, Linked Out. So, yeah, my voice is kind of cheesy, whatever, because it seems that in this endless summer and beautiful fall that we have here on the northeast of North America, I get some kind of a cold post-seasonal allergy. So I apologize for those who are disturbed by these kind of noisy voice. Yeah, well, so I'll do my best. So that's kind of funny because when I'm congestion like this, I feel like I could have his Kansas kindness accent from Ted Lasso. And I would like to also apologize. I'm not as ready as I wishes to be to talk about everything that I note watching the 3 seasons of Ted Lasso, especially for Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and for the matter of fact, any one of you out there who pretends to be an organizational change manager or someone who would like to build team, high-performing team, and winning with humanity. So, I might cut it very short today because of those 2 reasons. It's always uncut and everything, but for this one, the Lasso way, and it's something that everything that I note in my book will be part of a proposed value in term of coach the coach and train the coach, and whether it's for enterprise Scrum, open leadership, organizational change management, Agile. We're going to talk about it. We have a lot to talk about today, and maybe you won't like everything that I'm going to talk about, but it's for you to give me either a thumbs up or a thumb down. I don't care. I really don't care, because more you engage with my video, good or bad, it's helping me, especially on YouTube, that I welcome again 10 new subscribers. We're at 825, my birthday. Amazing. And Rumble, Mystery Rumble, I mean, only around 30 listener subscriber, but my video are more watch, and the watch time on Rumble is more long. I don't get it, what is going on with these algorithms, the feed proposition and that, but anyways, the thing is, I'm happy to be before you today. And again, for those who don't know me, I'm Alexandre Frédéric Joly, your Coach AF. But today it's a very kind of regular Friday Live Agile. There's no Coach AF, very bold. Maybe I could have been this Goldstein character. What was his name again? Kent. Roy Kent. Could I be Roy Kent? Of course, Coach AF is more the Roy Kent. And I will say that Alexandre Frédéric Joly is your consultant, your benevolent peace and love consultant and coach. I truly believe in putting human first and people experience first. Okay, that's very, very important for me. And having the honor to be coached and trained and mentored by Mike Beadle, among other amazing people, men and women that helped me in my almost 30 years journey as an entrepreneur and everything I did in the past. And last week, I did launch my AFJ rebrand of 6 professional services. So I invite you to go to this website. Do I have it here? No, it doesn't seem that I have it. Well, so anyways, it's JolyAF, really, really simple. My last name and my initial AF, JolyAFaltogether.com. Go there, look at it, and maybe you could forward it to a friend, a colleague that is in need of project program manager. Yes, I've got this 20 years experience in classical project management. Yes, I don't add it. That's okay. Also, event manager with even more. Very high scale professional event that you'd like to do, you'd like to put out. I'm your guy to help you coordinate the room location, the space, the technicality, DJ if you need some, microphone, sound editing, everything for creating one of the best event, even better than Agile Montreal, I will say. That much. And we have also AFJ digitally. So myself and a couple of people that I could work within a scope of work, because we don't do staff augmentation here. We do consultancy. Of course, if you hire me, I could act as your consultant. So it could be a staff augmentation for your project. But with digitally, I could bring you a SME in terms of digital transformation, including yours truly as a customer experience and the digital sphere and the e-commerce and more. So it was actually my POW solution company. So anyway, so I launched it last Friday live from the Crew Collective. I was very happy. I'm still thankful for Chun and Emily that shows up, and Philip in person and virtually. And I'm so thankful of all the letters that I receive during the week of encouragement. And when we have these seasonal type of that's not the one, but I'm sorry. So that's not the right name. Sorry. As I said, when you're sick, you take time for you go under the sun and you drink water with lemon and honey. So yes, I did welcome the new subscriber on Rumble and YouTube, and I would like to thank, not this week, it's not Orange Moon, but it was Marty Fly and Julia Parancino for their cafe. So thank you so much for your coffee. If you'd like to do like them, and the description of the video, you have a link to buy myself and my guests a coffee sometimes, because I like to share this with my guests. But today we don't have a guest, but I did record a fake live. It's like a live, but it was recorded because of the availability of my 2 guests. I don't tell you who it is right now, but it's going to be launched simultaneously on the audio podcast for the episode 57, if I'm correct, of the DARE Real Agile Podcast. So great conversation, reviewing together, the 3 of us, the Agile Paradoxon from Strip Giraffe. Very great clip. So it was an amazing conversation. And what's going to happen, because of the LinkedIn linked out regulation, I won't be able to put the live stream for 1 hour there. So if you're watching this on LinkedIn, what are you waiting for? come join us on Rumble especially, and YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification. And we are live every Friday, even when I'm sick, at 12 noon Eastern Time. And next Friday, it's going to be the last Friday of the month, which is the sequence, the cycle, the sprint for the DARE Real Agile Podcast. So I'm so really happy to have those two gentlemen to talk about this Agile Paradoxon and the continuity of my calling out that Agile is becoming, or it's coming, the new waterfall. And much over, this invitation for all of you out there who are listener of this podcast, of this live stream, this weekly live streams. If you are listening to this, you are part of the Renaissance. It's an invitation to join us in this Renaissance movement, not just about Agile, but I will say like business agility. Mike used to say it's the real revolution of Agile, of the working place, of the delivery of value and the business value. I agree with him. But I don't like the revolution because it's a revolt. For me, I don't want us to revolt. I don't want us to resist. And I want us to be in a resilience that we call the Renaissance, because in the Renaissance, I see an open creativity, an open spirituality. That's a teaser for next week podcast. And all of this Renaissance, for me, it's englobing the fact that we need to evolve together. We need to improve constantly together. And it's have to happen when we are in the VUCA world and this dark time we are in, geopolitically speaking, healthcare, climate, name it. And I'm agnostic today. It's not about if I believe in all of these issues or not, or what degree. It's about the only side that I want to take is the side of humanity with love and with people capable of bringing this love to have a humanity. Because again, like Mike Skysser said a couple of years ago, I think it was at Occupy Wall Street. He said, and he was a broker, by the way, and he switched, and now he's the Bitcoin fashionista in El Salvador. So Mike Skysser says something like this: without love, they can't be humanity. And that's the thing, guys. And has a lot of meeting, prospecting, showcasing, because I really need to work. And I just met a lot of my colleagues around the world. It's not just in Canada or United States. It's everywhere. Everybody is looking for new contract. It's the end of year fiscally for a lot of enterprise, and especially the bank in Canada. And it was my end of year in August 31st, and that's the thing. So we need to stick together. Let's help each other finding those contracts. There's a lot of contracts out there, but it seems that people are taking longer than usual to hire great people like me colleague and myself. And guys, years after years, it's been 30 years I'm doing that, and I never saw so much excuses, so much ghosting. And I'm not talking about candidate experience, because it's even worse for those who are looking for a permanent job, I heard with my coachee. So people seem to have the VUCA world, this volatility, this uncertainty, this complexity, and this ambiguity seems to be in the mind of everyone. No one is deciding anything, and they make bad choice on all sides. So that needs to stop. I need to stop. You need to stop, and we need to start this Renaissance, and we need to start working on delivering what's right, which is my new tagline for Agile Lounge Business Agility. Deliver what's right, and AFG is make it happen with my professional services. Yeah, I have enough. So next week, expect within about 45 minutes for all the video platform, except for Rumble, of course. So if you want to see the full show next Friday, you are going to be live on Rumble and on all the 30-some audio platform, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's growing, by the way. Thank you so much for all the listeners on Apple and Spotify, for your comment, for your like, and I see that it's growing there exponentially, and I'm really happy because these are the two main platforms. But of course, if you're listening to it on iHeartRadio, this is a platform that I love so much because it's a heart with love. So I love it. And there's a lot of programmation on this platform. So if you don't have any streamer out there, I really highly suggest you to go to iHeartRadio. Okay, so I'm rumbling. I'm sick a little bit. And I'm not prepared as I wish it to be for my MVP, my most valuable podcast in that case, for the Lasso way. Thank you, fuck you, Ted. So this might be an introduction. And as I was speaking with colleagues yesterday, that will probably deserve, because I took about, just for season 2, because season 1 is kind of okay. There's a lot of things there. And the clip that we just showed at the beginning, you saw from where it was. But anyways, it's an Apple TV variety and Dog Eat Dog production. It's not mine. You probably know that. But I showed you that because of that quote. And we did a podcast that I have to cut between Agile Boston Chat and the Be Curious, Not Judgmental. I think that was part of one of the first tip that I would like to provide in coaching the coach, because that's what I hear more and more, especially from the C-level suite that want to hire an experienced coach to help them adapt in any kind of these new way to deliver within the realm of lean or agile, or even better with Scrum by itself, the way we could configure it. So really, for me, guys, this is the feedback that I receive, that a lot of people are impressed by my delivery, especially at the beginning, and instead of doing so many type of assessment and everything. So that's the thing. So sorry about that, because someone is knocking at my door. I have to tell them that I'm unavailable, because I don't know if you hear that with this beautiful, amazing Yeti microphone. So where I was before, it was knocking like crazy at my door, maybe far away from the studio, but still, for me, it was very resonant. And we're going to talk about resonant agility. So yes, oh my goodness, guys, sorry about that. It's really live, uncut, unscripted, but I would like to provide you with something more consistent. But all of these distractions, all of this VUCA, even positive VUCA, where I was about this shit, I really lost it. I really lost it, guys. And nobody's in the chat among the 15, 16 people that are watching. Could you chat with me and tell me what I was saying before someone knocked at the door like a crazy cop? Actually, could they finish? I just text the man who I thought it was. Do you hear it, guys? Am I under attack live at my apartment? Okay, you got it. Jeez, I'm sorry, because if you hear that, you probably understand why I'm so kind of fracking this track. If someone want to hit me here, because a lot of people hate me, that's sad. That's really sad, because how could I say that? We are live. Thank you, private user. So we are live. Okay. So it didn't tell me if you hear the sound, but at least I'm live on LinkedIn, that I barely checked this morning, because I'm kind of careless. I'm careless with LinkedIn. I will put only this live streams once upon a time. So yeah. So I really lost it. So tell me, LinkedIn private, do you remember what I was saying before? Asking you to tell me if the song of the door was shit. But anyway, Ted Lasso. Oh yeah, Be Curious. So the feedback. Okay, I think it was there. The feedback that I often receive, that people are impressed in my delivery, but also in the pre-sales of when we showcase what we could do here from the Agile Lounge or AFJ Business Agility to actually onboard teams and to Scrum, support the coach, support the Scrum Master, support the product management with the product owner, whatever you call it in your organization. So they just like, these kind of buzz of having the lean agile intelligence software to make a lot of graffiting. I don't say it's bad, but most often is it there to replace the fact that a great consultant will ask the right question to understand, to meet the client when they are. And I do believe that, as I said, I got a lot of notes, especially for season 2 and some part of season 1, because, and I forget the book. For me, the Ted Lasso thing that I heard at some point when I did my How to Identify a Fake Coach, In a conversation with a listener that I salute, by the way, Ricardo. He told me that, have you watched on Apple TV this Ted Lasso? I said, no. Should I? And because I've got it free from one of my program point, I said, why not? So I did kind of watch it within the last 3-4 months, and I finished last week. And it was really emotional, by the way. And by the way, don't worry here. There's no spoiler alert. I don't want to talk about the show by itself. It's just taking example like this dart scene of asking question, and so then you will know that how to reach or where to meet your client and start proposing the best value for them. If we put it in the context of us acting as coaches, consultants, facilitator, and so on. I'm going to give you a concrete example, and it's like an interview for you out there who would like to hire me. I won't name the client or anything, but the context was there was a crisis, an emergency of customer experience with the ATM, okay? So the ATM, there was a new ATM, smaller, with less shelf, with less things, and it was also more adapted for wheelchair, which was a great part of this. But a lot of people were complaining that there were no shelf anymore to put, especially the ladies, the women, to put their bags, and that the keyboard was too low, and the screen was too small, and the letters in the screen was too small, and a lot of things. So, and I was acting as an agile coach for, of course, that bank, but we won't name it. And they were asking me, actually my sponsor, one of the VP that I was doing agile coaching and stuff with them, he asked me could I ask you this, because I know you're an agile coach with us and we contract you for 1 year as an agile coach, but I do believe for your past experience that you're really great at putting people and getting people together. And I said, yes, of course. So what do you need? What can I do for you? And he says but there's a department that might need to have a kind of a 1 day to 3 days war room. They call it like this to discuss and everything. So do you have any suggestions? But put me in contact with your manager, the people who will lead those teams, and let me meet them. I will meet with them very fast, and we're gonna set at least the first day, and we'll see if there's need more. And he was very impressed about that. He was really happy that I was doing it, and I had the bandwidth and the capacity to do so, of course. Among my actual real work. So what I did is I met the 3 manager and implicated into the possible solution to solve this customer experience and the branch with the ATM. And so I asked them a lot of questions to prepare and to propose an agenda. In the afternoon, I write it properly. I said here's how I see the day, and then as we spoke, please invite only the people who should be involved in the solution mapping and everything. And so we're going to start with that. And at the end of the day, I will reserve time with you to say, and I received praise for that all over the place. And so that was great, because I believe that this is how you serve people with this human experience. And if you don't ask questions, how could you prepare something? Because a lot of my colleagues, unfortunately, what they do with that is they will propose a kind of a process thing, like a Kaizen event or whatever. Why do you come with a name of a fucking thing and build something that you already have in some books from your past certification? Me, I didn't care about it. They needed a facilitator to bring people together. And of course, I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough knowledge to practice an open space technology. But I don't think so far what I understood from my colleague over at the open space technology, including Mr. Ehrman, that I say hi, I didn't believe that I should have come with that. So I did come with asking them, what was the issue? Could you list the customer experience feedback? Do we have those to show to the people who build the thing? And you have to understand here that there was a software issue, there was a hardware issue, and there was the physical space issue of those branch pilot. So we needed also to invite people from those branch to receive the customer feedback. So you see, when you ask questions, when you're curious, you understand better what it is, and you could put yourself on a 24 hours turnover, ready to facilitate, to support those people to do the work, because you don't do anything as a facilitator. You are just there to make sure that they will address it's important to deliver what's right, once again. So anyway, so Ted Lasso, thanks to Ricardo, he told me that maybe you should watch it because he's not even like, he's a sysadmin type of guy, but he was telling that if he could have a Scrum Master mix of Ted Lasso, Coach Beer, and even Roy Kent, you would love it. And he remembered that he worked with me a couple of years ago, and he says like that he saw a lot of me in that program. So I was very like touched. And yeah, so I was kind of touched because of this compliment. So and I watched it. But for me, I will say that a cultural program like this, something fictionist but based on some kind of reality. This is what I said. I'm not prepared enough to talk to you about Jason Sudeikis, the guy, one of the guy behind the writing of this, because actually the three writer was Mr. Goldstein, who played Roy Kent, Jason Sudeikis, who played the coach Ted Lasso, and I don't remember the real name of Coach Bear, but Coach Bear is, so the three of them write that. It was part of something else back in 2013 that they do a kind of a booth for NBC Network, and then Apple TV decided to do a longer thing than that kind of TV movie they did 10 years ago. So anyways, so Coach Lasso was back and all of this, and there's a couple of segments into this. So what I did, I took notes about how could I help Scrum Master and coaches of all adjective to improve themselves and their path of being the better version of themselves, inspired by Ted Lasso. And it reminded me also, that's the third time I'm inspired by something cultural out there that should speak to us. If you watch it, binging like you binge on Netflix, and if you are a coach out there, if you are a Scrum Master, even a product owner, even a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you don't get it, because if the Ted Lasso type of Scrum Master or Roy Kent don't talk to you, probably Anna, which is Rebecca, the owner of this football club, could speak also. That there are so many things that could be some inspiration for any type of stakeholder role that you might have within an organization. So you just have to transpose the AFC Richmond, and that was like very funny that they call it AFC, because E's are my initial except for the C, but it's Coach AF and reverse. Isn't it amazing? I mean, AFC Richmond, that was the name of the fictitious club that Ted Lasso is taking over. And it was a very poor team, and I had so many teams like this. Negativity, hatred, storming, and always storming in circle, and oh God, and what do you do to revamp it? But you need to be a little bit Ted Lasso. And it remind me, speaking, because this is the part of the integration to mitigate the storming and the Talkman model and to get into some kind of normalcy and then performing. And this is what I like without spoiling anything. So you have season 1, it's the full-on bastardization, everybody eat each other, there's conflict, there's this and that, and we just want to kill that club. We just want to say like, oh no, Agile or Scrum doesn't work, type of season 1 is like this. Season 2 though, maybe the business owner will rethink about it, and they really appreciate this coach, and now the teams start changing and evolving, and they're getting better together. So we are going to the norming, and season 3, it's literally the performing. It's a high performance team. So you see, and this is part of the rule of 3. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 90-day Scrum. Not necessarily the 90-day Scrum of Sabine Fab, but the 90-day Scrum or the 90-day integration cycle, or the curve of how could you normalize, at least normalize, and then another 90 days to get into the performance aspect of your role, your team, and everything. So for me, this is kind of very important. And in Scrum, sometimes I did apply this rule of 3 with 3 sprint, non-obstant the length of the sprint, which is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Okay, so it could be 3 sprint, and then after that you start, and the Shuari, it's again a rule of 3. Shuari, Shu, 1 master, 1 recipe, 1 way of doing things, learn from it, repeat, okay, and rinse. When you arrive in your moment, now you could start bending the rule, adapt it, configure it, changing stuff, adding ingredient into your process and everything. And then you go teach it. You're so good, you're so performant that you don't need your Scrum Master anymore. You don't need that. So, for me, watching Ted Lasso with 3 seasons was again that kind of cycle of 3, ramping up and continuously improving and everything. So that's probably why they won't be a 4th season, and it won't be anything unless they want to make money. So they will kind of create something for either a kind of a prequel. It's so at the prequel seems to be like, ooh. So if you'd like to excuse me, my goodness. Now, and the Scrum Beer it's on. We'll put link in the description. You click the Scrum Beer link and be the early bird. Subscribe for free on Meetup. And if you'd like to buy your pint of beer in advance, go to Eventbrite and then you support my team and I, and you give assurance that you'll be there. And it's going to be at the Ciboire again because people loved it. And it's going to be a fuck up Scrum. So we need volunteer. Contact Chun or myself. Again, in the description of this video, you have all the means to contact us, to propose yourself, to come and express yourself about a failure you had as a Scrum Master, as a product owner, or any stakeholder trying to adapt either the Scrum system or Agile most of the time. And this kind of fuck up night, the way I structure it, it's very open. It's informal. It's a maximum of 3 people within an hour, each about 10 minutes to describe the issue, and maybe also tell us their experience, what they did to resolve it, to mitigate it, or asking help to the crowd there from other. It's kind of a coactive coaching session with a beer and a great mac and cheese. So yeah, it's November the 30th. It's right now open for registration or purchase your Scrum value tickets. So that's being said, for the Scrum Beer, let's continue with the Ted Lasso kind of unprepared. However, I did something here. Maybe yes. I don't know. Yeah, it's inspirational quotes, but I'm not really prepared, so I don't want to read it to you just like that, because I'd like to, from the quote within the program and what we understand from it, what could we actually, and of course this is a podcast, so it's not a training, because I hate it. I was speaking with other podcasters, especially those who do video, kind of more boring video of tutorial, and we realized that, like Etliger will say, if you're good at something, charge for it. So I don't understand when I receive comments and private email. Why is that you don't go that deep into the subject of your tutorial or stuff like this? So, well, it's because a lot of people pay a lot of money to receive these tips, and if you don't know already, it's mean that you're a fracking charlatan going online, seeing guys like me who are true real McCoy, and you you put out there this kind of how could I call it? This kind of so you use our stuff. And by the way, we know someone at CGI, I will say that much, who actually stole our showcase to a client to start building the thing after winning the contract. So I don't know why did they win the contract. They were not supposed to bid into that contract for a public service. My colleague and I, we did, and we realized that the way that they map our proposition was part of our showcasing what we could bring them, because we are outcome based. But now they put a lot of stupidity around it, because this is not what we propose to that organization. So what I say is, CGI, fuck you. And moreover, the client that I won't name here, because it's not the entire organization, but this is this VP who don't understand the trust. Okay, he's not trustable anymore. He's on my blacklist, and I will make sure, my colleague and I, that he's gonna learn a lesson. You don't do this thing. So this is why, stop. I really appreciate your constructive criticism, but don't come to me telling me that I don't put enough tutorial or how to do that. I'm just giving you a spark. I'm just giving you how is Ted Lasso spirit could be utilized as a way to coach your team. But then after that, do your homework. 17 page of notes for 3 seasons, 34 episodes. I did put a lot of time in it. So what I'm suggesting you is do the same. And if you don't have a free subscription like I had, but you're going to have to pay $6 a month for whatever that. So, I mean, like, I seems to be bold now. It's more like my Roy Kent kind of coach I have, but I'm sick and tired of reading those nagging people that they want the spoon fed in their mouth. So just get up and work and make it happen yourself. I'm here to help you, to spark you, to give you an idea and stuff like this, but don't ask me in a voluntarily podcast, an amateur podcast, to give you a 1-hour session of my professional coaching. What the fuck is in your mind? Okay, so thank you and fuck you, Ted Lasso. That's the thing. And the thank you, fuck you, it's part of another concept that we have to be authentic also. We have to be vulnerable. And that brings me to, I told you that Ted Lasso, it's the third time a culture element inspired me in doing my job and my passion as a consultant, as a coach. And I remember when I was a call center coach and a call center advisor and someone who was mapping the customer experience and everything over at Yves Rocher back in the day. It's almost like 30 years now. And my boss, actually, we could replicate what happened and the Ted Lasso series. Could bring her some kind of biscuit every morning because we had a great relationship. She was probably one of the greatest boss, leader. Yes, she was a leader. She was very inspiring, very tough and bold, but I could take it. Me, I was able to take it. We had very harsh time and butt head, but I was always a great outcome after that, and we were achiever. I really appreciate you. If you recognize you, I don't want to name you because it's been a while I didn't see you. We did continue to see each other after with great dinner. We are Epicureans, so you made an impact in my career back in the day, 30 some years ago now, or 25 years if I count. And I will always appreciate you, boss, whoever you. I think you know who you are, and I tried to contact you since this thing. And anyways, so I was a coach and call center, helping everybody deliver the greatest experience on. It was multi-channel, phone calls, emails, live chat, everything, fax, letters, everything. And there were multiple teams. Some teams were better than others, and why. And they have the predictive index, a kind of management test to see where should we put the employee with what type of leader to make it better. So they were very, very, very conscious into the people care and the people and culture. And I remember, like, she gathered us together for dinner, even at her home. She was amazing. And one day, she came in a meeting of all the coaches of customer service with the director of customer service and everything. And she says, like, have you seen the movie with Denzel Washington, Remember the Titan? Oh, I said, no. She was, as I was blown by Ted Lasso, her mind was blown about the integration. How do we build a team? And there was specifically another American football team, not a European football team, but there was the same concept, but it was more like tens because it was Denzel Washington was African American coach going into the South. I think it was the 1970s, just after the civil rights things kind of movement. So all the players were mostly white. The manager was white. It was a white town and everything, some black. And he started putting them together and everything. So that was a model of integration and the strength. And she was in love with all the code. She transferred it to us to help us be a better call center coach. So I do believe that if instead of being a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, I will have a team, but I do have a kind of a team, but it's a volunteer. So for those of you Scrum Master out there who are having your free coaching with me, expect me to come with some kind of the Lasso way to help you grow. And if you don't want to watch the series, I will at least give you a couple of things to read, a couple of things to kind of transfer into the application of your servant leadership. There's so much out there. So today, as I said, I'm a little sick. I'm a little tired. I was not prepared as I wanted to be to give you those examples. So we're probably going to do a take 2 in November with a more structured type of inspirational thing. But anyways, I'm building a training that's going to be on my Eventbrite of Agile Lounge for any one of you who would like that. Probably a 3-hour session split in 3. 1 hour of open discussion, 1 hour of workshop, and 1 hour of getting back about the Lasso way of being a better coach and a better version of yourself. Both. It's on your personal growth and on the fact that how you could build high performance team with the Ted Lasso inspiration. So that's going to be that. So if you excuse me today, and I see 15 people watching across the 3 things, but I don't see any chat, anything. So this is your moment. If you're live on this Friday, October the 30th, if you want to tell me something, say hi, it's the time. And if you are watching it in the replay, especially on YouTube and Rumble, of course, I'm open to comment. I'm open to your coffee, your Bitcoins. Smash the like button to help me. If you don't want to send me a coffee, at least like this video to push it higher, and become one of our listener, a subscriber, by subscribing to YouTube and Rumble. If you are watching this on LinkedIn, please switch over at Rumble and YouTube, because of course LinkedIn, this is not a video platform. You could not subscribe yet to us. It's kind of they try to do a thing, but Microsoft won't get there. If you want the very best quality experience and interaction, YouTube and Rumble, please. And of course, you could share this video to inspire someone of your network. Even if it was a bit fluffy today, I conceal that to you. And if you'd like to become our client, especially in business agility and Scrum adoption, go to agile-lounge.com and take up to 90 minutes free discovery, where I am being curious, not judgmental, meeting you where you are to propose you the best services, which is exactly what it's saying here. Take your free discovery session. Let's walk the talk together, because I don't like talking. I like walking. I walk a lot. And by the way, it's a lot beautiful today. That's what I'm going to do to clear my sinus of this post-allergy syndrome that I have right now. So next Friday, be with us, 12 noon. A shirt live on LinkedIn, YouTube. The full show. Yeah, the sun is playing with me again. I don't even know that. Maybe it's this. Okay, sorry. So next Friday, we're going to have an amazing conversation about the Agile paradox and the pursuit of observation of Agile is the new waterfall, and the proposed solution of building a renaissance. But not just for Agile, a renaissance for all of us in society, a new social contract, a new system of exchange, in a more decentralized world. We are in need of it. If it's not now, we should prepare now, because the last Renaissance, even if it kicked off somewhere in Florence, the historian says, it was a build-up. So I think we are in the moment of the building up right now. Decentralized finance is happening in Salvador. And the business agility renaissance, the real revolution, as Mike says, should start now with us if we are serious about what we propose. So, once again, remember who you really are. You are wonderful, you are powerful, and you are free to be whoever you wanted to be and to do whatever you wanted to do. But be careful and respect of one another with love. Cheers. Happy weekend.